I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm not trying to rip you off, Mary. No matter what Janelle says about me ripping you off, that's all imagined in Janelle's head because Janelle feels like, oh, I got divorced, so I deserve something.
Hi everyone. Aspyn Brown, one of the stars of Sister Wives, was in the news recently for keeping her fans in the dark about something significant. Looks like she and her husband Mitchell Thompson are having a baby. This daughter of Kody and Christine is pretty much anonymous on the internet. Consequently, fans often look for her latest updates on her mother's and siblings' social media platforms. Aspyn rarely ever puts up personal facts on social media, but her mother ensures to mark down every of her children's major life events and milestones. She loves sharing her fans with all the wonderful things about her family. The reality TV star often talks about her daughter and spends time with them to create new memories. But Aspyn's latest appearance caused much buzz on the internet. Is it true? What did the fans notice? Did she really keep the fans in the dark about the news? Aspyn Brown might have a spirit baby. From Sister Wives, Aspyn Brown, who is one of the stars of Sister Wives, loves to talk about her family and Mormon life on social media. On her YouTube page, she shared several interesting facts about their family. In the spiritual family of Mormons, the TLC personality once spoke about spirit babies. When revealed that her mother miscarried before Kody Brown was born, the family thus believed that her oldest child will inherit the soul of the miscarried child. The soul of the miscarried child would come back to the family in one or more reincarnations. Based on Christine's daughter, because of this, Gwen did think Aspyn could be carrying her mother's miscarriage baby as a spirit baby. Aspyn never verbalized what she thought about the belief though. When the idea was unveiled, the fans were quite surprised. They wondered if it was actually possible. Sister Wives, Aspyn's pregnancy announcement shocks fans. Aspyn Brown and Mitchell Thompson avoided the baby vision for years. They married in 2018. The couple, however, kept their dreams of becoming parents under wraps. The cast members of Sister Wives focused on seeking new career prospects and living life to the fullest. But when audiences spotted Aspyn with a big belly, they were surprised. She has just made her rare public appearance at the store at City Creek Center. It is surprising that Aspyn, the company's shop manager, took the reporter through the entire Mother's Day range. Viewers, however, were surprised by her huge belly. During the interview, the reality TV star confirmed that she was pregnant with her first baby while wearing her hair in bangs and having a blue patterned dress. Aspyn looked amazing. To get the word out, a Redditor shared the screenshot in a thread. When the news hit fans, they were shocked, but they wondered why the family hid it so well. Aspyn will be due soon because she was extremely pregnant during the interview. As one fan said, hopefully she looks like she is in her second trimester. Aspyn was on television, therefore it was not a secret anymore. In another user's opinion, others criticized TLC for holding back the news. Moreover, they were glad that Aspyn and Mitchell had started a family. The fact that the family respected the couple's decision to hold back the news pleased some of the viewers. Sister Wives, did Kody struggle financially or was he broke prior to selling Coyote Pass? Sister Wives star Kody Brown has always led a lavish lifestyle. He often treats himself to luxury cars like the white Mercedes-Benz C-Class convertible. The estimated price tag was $57,000. He still complains about not having money. However, he even confessed that he is broke and cannot pay child support to Janelle, but he still buys expensive jewelry for his fourth wife Robyn. His supporters still do not know whether he is really rich or poor. When he and his wife Robyn walked into casinos, some supporters even spotted him on Las Vegas streets. They also visited the casinos quite often and gambled a lot of funds there. As per one insider, Kody has just earned $1.5 million through selling the Coyote Pass property. Having divided the land into 4 equal parts, he sold it at a huge profit and retained $750,000 to himself. Was selling the land necessary or obligatory? Did Robyn steal Kody's money? Sister Wives, Robyn was deeply in debt when she married Kody. Eventually the Sister Wives household paid off her debts and took in her kids as well. Robyn had a good life with Kody and was not working for the family business either. Robyn was in very bad financial standing prior to marrying Kody. Robyn openly revealed that she had no money and her divorce had broken her financially. Even though Kody claimed that Robyn was a model, she really does have a good life nowadays since she's married to Kody. Sister Wives, Kody still complains about his financial struggles even though he lives a luxurious life. Kody Brown, who stars in Sister Wives, has been in the news since 2010. He received huge fame from the show and the network compensates him well. However, he still complains about his financial lack. He revealed that he does not have enough money to pay for child support even after breaking up with Janelle, but he still spends lavishly on expensive gifts for his wife Robyn and children. He even bought a costly Mercedes-Benz a while back. He even invested a great deal of money on Christmas gifts for his children. People still wonder whether he is really rich or just faking to be poor. He often revealed that he has to sell the property since he does not have the money. Moreover, he just earned a good amount of money from selling some property like Coyote Pass. He did nonetheless live a rather lavish life prior to selling the house. Robyn, his wife, further wastes a great amount of money on her collection of dolls. She even went overboard in treating herself to numerous doll costumes. The oddest part was that Robyn would have dolls commissioned for her with her same hairstyle. Kody even possesses an immensely expensive David human amulet pendant made of blue sapphire. This is just one of their jewelry collection's standout pieces. Is Kody rich or is he just faking to be poor? According to the information, it seems that Kody has sufficient money. Yes, he sometimes spends more than what is allowed and exists beyond his means, but maybe he has a backup fund. It's also true to say that Kody manipulates his financial emergency as a means to escape challenging situations. In the Brown family, there are whispers of change, and this time it is from one of the most private and reserved members. It appears that a new chapter is starting for a daughter who rarely gets into the limelight. Her choice to keep quiet regarding the important turning points in her life has only fueled the curiosity of what fans now see to be a very intimate and happy unfolding. There is a young lady in the twigs of this gigantic family tree who has successfully kept her personal life out of sight. She has always embraced the quiet strength of her life in the background, even as the larger family often posts their wins and losses for the world to see. But this time, a gentle wave of speculation, the kind that arises when something quietly beautiful is on its way, has rocked her serene tranquility. The formerly whispered-over daughter made a rare public outing recently, and what was witnessed stunned fan circles. She oozed confidence and style when dressed in a loose silky gown that appeared to be tailored for her. There were whispers of a new heartbeat coming to join her family, the way she danced and the manner in which her hands rested gently on her stomach. Her inner circle hasn't been as mute on social media, but her websites remain as quiet as can be. Her mom, who is famous for respecting every child's unique journey, has always communicated major events. She is the kind of woman who appreciates every birthday, graduation, cry and win. Although she has not commented on this event in the open, her shine right now and unexpressed joy could have said more than words. The visit ensued, which was a relaxed visit to a favored store where she was the store leader. She stood intentionally in front of a thoughtfully curated selection of spring products, themed displays and new seasonal vibes. The curtain was partially raised when a local reporter visited to feature products for a motherhood getaway. She confessed not saying too much about it, that her life was transforming and indeed preparing to receive a new soul. She was glowing. She was very comfortable looking with the new stage of life, wearing light tones of sky blue with little patterns and some few simple adornments. Her smile was quiet with the kind of confidence a person who knows that new beginnings don't necessarily mean making a big production knows. And her bangs softly framed her face. They just need love occasionally. A neighborhood that had long watched her mature on a screen turned their gazes toward her once again as news spread. This time though, in joy and affection. Screenshots were shared and rumors increased with best wishes and comments on the internet forums where fans often meet. The feeling was one of joy for someone who had chosen to do parenting in her own way and not one of prying. Why wasn't this done earlier? Several observers wondered. Others reacted quickly, however, with sympathy. Not every happiness is newsworthy. Some tales are deserving of being nurtured in quietude away from the noise, and this could have been one such tale. The coming together of two individuals who are willing to embrace a new soul into their life remains the holy essence of the tale. Although cameras did catch glimpses, and the internet wove a narrative, a respect for one another and such like principles had always been at the center of their tale of love that began within the university corridors and grew to become an everlasting union. Fans' appreciation for them only intensified as a product of their choice to delay having children until it seemed like the right time. This belief was even greater in importance when placed in the context of their religious growth. It is commonly held within the faith of the family that souls sometimes stick around, holding out for the perfect time and place to come back. Some siblings have been discussing spirit children, souls that may return through a different door in a new form due to rumors of a child lost before birth many years ago. This future child could be a spiritual return for some individuals as well as a new beginning. One of the younger sisters, who is very popular for being frank and willing to talk about family matters, openly stated this belief in a video that she uploaded. She thought about the possibility of the brother they never got to meet coming back in the future, maybe through the eldest sister's unborn child. It was a soft spiritual concept that mixed their hope, their grief and their beliefs into a story that only they could understand. Fans are now pondering those words in light of reports that a new member will soon join the group. Is this the child spoken of in religious sermons, or is it simply a new spirit choosing a different route? The good news is that both are possible. Talk continued in the days following her appearance on online forums. The couple's decision to keep this momentous occasion under wraps until it felt appropriate was praised by others. Others praised the dignity with which the soon-to-be mother had behaved. Little information has come out, and perhaps that is the way she wants it. After all, the quiet is often where the greatest changes occur. However, it is clear that this is a time of celebration. A life once chronicled by childlike milestones and random updates now has a new direction. One marked by love, growth, and new beginnings instead of ratings or feedback. Her loved ones are with her on her path to motherhood, yet so are the numerous hearts who have quietly cheered her along silently from afar. The family seems to be uniting in solidarity too. The affection in recent family updates shows a collective happiness. Although there have been no official announcements, the mood at gatherings has grown more cheerful. Those who are able to read between the lines notice a family leaning into a collective joy that goes beyond screens, and comments and likes on photos that include her have increased. Her decision to delay an official statement reveals a great deal about her nature. A woman who values closeness over publicity, a partner who values looks over fame, and now a mother already setting the precedent for her child's life. A life of grace, isolation, and purpose. Fans can only hope to catch glimpses of this beautiful page. As the weeks go by, and her deadline gets nearer, the support around her remains resolute. Be it whether or not she did choose to expose more or preserve a few matters on her own terms, her humble embrace of fatherhood brings something truly different into a universe all too often hijacked by drama. The reminder that sometimes the greatest stories do not require to be articulated, they simply need to be lived. It's not just pregnancy in her life, it is about choosing to whom and when one opens the self to the external world. There is a need to let her go at her own pace. Most of all, it is about love, the love which is genuine without needing to be noticed. The head of the Brown household, previously depicted to the world by a once famous reality show, is now the object of countless gossip. He was previously considered to be a confident and authoritative household head. His life on TV over the years often went contrary to what he set it up to. He once declared he was broke. In another, he was seen indulging in excesses that would contradict living on a shoestring. The fans and audiences of the long-running family documentary series now have an important question. Was this former dominant patriarch ever really broke? Or was his public image a clever front for more devious circumstances? Interest in the large plural family's financial circumstances continued from the initial time viewers were introduced to them. With so many houses to maintain, so many children to raise, and a peculiar marriage agreement to handle, finances were always bound to be a sensitive issue. But the man at the center, previously acknowledged for his leadership, was frequently interrogated for his erratic spending habits. His costly white convertible, an icon of status and authority, was one of his most memorable purchases. While the automobile did get noticed, it also generated questions regarding why one with little money would buy something so costly. His decision to sell their most discussed piece of property, a sizable plot of land intended as the family homestead, added to the complexity. It was eventually divided and sold after having been held as an ideal site where all the wives and children could reside together. Most people regarded the high price of the transactions as either a shrewd business move or a last resort to remain solvent. But the family patriarch was still living lavishly prior to the land sale, and there were signs that their lifestyle was in no way destitute. The lifestyle of the woman who became his sole romantic interest helped spread the gossip. She had already had trouble in her life before she became a member of the family. She had a great deal of financial baggage and was suffering from the consequences of a rough upbringing. Out of solidarity, the family took it upon themselves to sort out her financial issues. She transitioned in time from that uncertain beginning to life in the lap of luxury. She did, however, contribute very little to the family business. Individuals often asked whether she believed there was a possibility of economic recuperation or if her ambitions were aligned with the interests of the masses. The boss repeatedly showed signs of economic success despite his constant allegations of economic crises. Costly gifts made during holidays, personalized jewelry, and his penchant for luxuries did not support his narrative of lack. One of his treasure possessions was a blue amulet, a pricey and symbolically rich trinket. Fan theories continued unchecked even with these peaks at his expenditures. In fact, they heightened the suspense. His unpredictable behavior was one especially confusing aspect. In interviews and public speeches, he complained about the increasing pressures of taking care of his children, especially the ones he had with the more independent partners. He maintained that he struggled to perform what many would view as basic parenting responsibilities, yet his expenditure held no restraint. Occasionally insiders witnessed him making trips to the City of Lights entertainment venues. He and his girlfriend were said to spend more than a few nights out at gambling venues, which they were known to visit regularly. No one could be certain if these were indicators of underlying financial straits or retreats from escalating pressure. Nevertheless, their frequency indicated a pattern rather than a one-off anomaly. Fans were likening his handling of various lovers due to this confusing contradiction. One in particular seemed to receive more than her fair share of attention both financially and emotionally, while others were left to struggle on their own with minimal support. The audience questioned whether this disparity was due to manipulation or genuine affection. Did he like her out of the blue, or was he manipulating the situation with lavish gifts and attention? The woman in question often indulged in more extravagant than typical hobbies, because of her penchant for sophisticated collecting. She was known to collect ornate figurines, so much so that she would even commission custom-made copies that resembled her exactly. They weren't toys, however. They were made by hand, sported unique attire, and resembled her quite closely. If their costs were made public, individuals who assumed that the couple was struggling economically would be astounded. The finances spent on these seemingly fruitless activities even further baffled viewers. The grandfather had no issue financing these initiatives, even though he protested about being up to his eyeballs in expenses. Fans found it harder and harder to accept his claims of hardship, particularly when his actions deceived them, even if only in subtle ways. He never let an opportunity pass to boast of a costly purchase. During times of contention, most notably with the ladies who had wandered from him, he would frequently cite economic hardship as a deterrent to assist or reconcile. His response to a question about his lack of support from one of his ex-partners was based largely on a prepared statement: "I simply don't have the means." Almost simultaneously, he would be seen on camera sporting new clothes, driving a fancy car, or complimenting a new luxury item that had been given to his preferred partner. A few fans speculated that the man exploited his alleged money troubles as an effortless exit. Confronted with emotionally taxing responsibilities or commitments that required self-sacrifice, he reverted to the narrative of lack. It became an enduring refrain, a justification for criticism, a reason for abstention. Many saw his final resolution to plant the family's fields as a communication, yet the question remained: was it a change of plan or desperation? Perhaps he felt there was no longer any use holding on to property owned by a family that was disintegrating. Or perhaps he saw an opportunity to make a profit before the assets depreciated in value. Whatever, the proceeds only added to the confusion. With such a large reward, what would someone in genuine financial hardship do? And that was still a secret. Those who knew him best had it harder to ignore the contradictions. Some members of the extended family began to secretly acknowledge that their lives did not always align with the image they presented to the outside world. They had seen firsthand the lavish spending, the focus on looks, and the selective giving. To them, honesty and trust were worth more than money or being poor. Whether the patriarch of this formerly well-known family is wealthy or poor is really probably not the greatest enigma surrounding him. It's the way he so carefully built his image to suit his needs at each turn. He portrayed struggle in order to garner sympathy. He showed power when he showed control, and he simply kept silent, and allowed people to make assumptions for him when he was in between the two extremes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Get more updates daily. See you soon.